Well, welcome back, class. This is part B of identity theft, prevent credit identity, and continuing on with our conversation here about identity theft. Information, how it can be used. Basically, when they find the information from you, take it, whatever they have, and as we talked about in part A, they can apply for driver's license, open a new bank account, apply for credit cards, or obtain cash from your bank cards. They can get a job with your social security number, rent an apartment, which stick you with a bad credit rating, or stick you with things that may cause you great pain in the future, and make retail purchases. So these are things that can be done with when they obtain your information. How to identify thefts occurs in that prevention. Well, a couple of things to keep in mind. First thing is when they get the information, if they can, they will order a credit report which has everything on it that you have: your social security number, every account you ever been involved with, everything. And that's something you don't want to have. To prevent that, you want to check your credit report at least once a year, and you are allowed to have a free one once a year, and you can order those things. And most people order them around the same time as either some people pick their birthday, some people pick April 15th to compare with the taxes. So when they get the taxes, they know they ordered this. But once you get your credit report, remember, don't leave it around because it has everything on it. It's to look at and then shred it. If you get the hard copy, you can get electronic copies. Sometimes, depending on how you go about doing that, but usually that will cost you a fee to get electronic copy. Same thing, if you get electronic copy, if you save it on a computer, they still can get at it. So it's kind of important not to hold on to it or put it in a safe place, lock it up. But the best thing is to shred it after you get the information you need from it. These are 3 credit reporting agencies that you deal with. That pretty much those things are involved with obtaining credit for what you do. If you look, we talked about a little bit. The key thing here is when they take information from your wallet or pocketbook, some just preventions. Don't leave it in plain sight. Be careful. Don't hang it on chairs or public place. And if you have a purse or backpack, make sure that it's secure, closed, locked, so that people can't easily get into it. And carry only what you really need. Like, you don't need your social security card. You don't need 9 credit cards in your possession. You only need what you have to have for operation that day. Other thing too that they can get information from is your bills that are sent home. They can open up new accounts with the information they get. So you don't want to leave statements laying around. You want to prevent. You want to know when your bill cycles are, so you can expect seeing a bill at certain times, and double check your statements, make sure everything is correct on it. Secure mailboxes, like we talked about before, is very important, especially if you have that you're not really the person to go out every day to get it, but you want to make sure that you have a secure mailbox. If not, you may want to think about opening up a post office box. Another thing you want to keep in mind is passwords. So many people, they leave passwords around. You got to be careful not to do that. Don't give passwords out to anyone. Really, your password should be your own personal key to your own personal files and nobody else's. Don't write down passwords so people can find them. That example up there on the screen, you see how many times you see in a sticky notes posted somewhere and show that the password to get into a system or system or account or something, or a computer. A good password should have a combination of numbers and letters. It's interesting. The survey was taken in Wall Street Journal about the most common PIN numbers. Most common PIN numbers were 111 or 1234 or your house number. So you want to be a little bit original with your PIN, make it a little bit tough for people to decide what it is. When you have 3 choices there, most people can crack it with those 3 choices. There was a community that had an outbreak of break-ins, and they would notice even people that had houses with burglar alarms, they were getting broken into during the day, and they found out that all of them that were broken into had their security code for their security system was their house number. I love this cartoon because it kind of tell you about the importance of password, but when they ask what is the secret password, they say, I don't know. Correct, come on in. Great idea. That's a great thing about passwords. You need to make sure that you have a good solid one. And frustration happens with passwords. When this cartoon here, we have no pet, no kid's name, no pets. You gotta have 8 characters. You need letters and numbers, and it's important that you build yourself 1 to 5 different types of numbers that say security numbers. That maybe 1 is the first numbers are for basically just to log into things like your common things of like maybe your email, possibly. More difficult ones would be for things like financial records, where you want to make sure that you don't get hacked into. The other thing that you be in mind to that understand that your social security number, your personal information, your bank information, you need to make sure you have your personal records are locked and secure with limited access from employees. This is to do with work records so much because the importance that your employer is supposed to take care of this and make sure that it's under a security, and then allow only a few people to have access to those things, for a simple reason that protects you and protects them as well. The other thing that you should be careful with is these credit cards that pre-approved that comes in the mail. Shred those offers. Don't leave them around. Those are easily targets for people to fill them out with and put in another name on. Shredding is probably the most important thing. Personally, you should shred, and as a business, you should have some kind of a shredding routine. A lot of businesses now will go to these companies you see on the bottom of the screen here, where they may come in every 30 days, 60 or 90 days, so they will shred important documents, so they make sure those documents are not held, especially employee documents that they no longer need to hold on to. The Social Security is the key to your identity, and that's why you want to make sure that you protect that at all costs. You don't want to give your Social Security number out just to anybody, only your employer when they need it. You don't want to use, in some states you still can do this. Arizona has pretty much said no to this now, but other states have still allowed it. And that is allowing you to put your Social Security number on your driver's license. Some employers do that for your ID number, and now that practice should be obsolete, even though I still run across it from time to time. Don't carry your Social Security card with you. That's not a good practice. Okay, that should be stored away, because remember, your Social Security is your combination for your life, and you want to protect that. Don't leave cards laying around, your credit cards, your ATM. People can pick those up very easily, and especially don't write the PIN number on the card, which is unbelievable, but people do that because they don't want to forget their PIN, so they write it in the back. You want to carry the cards holder usually separate from your wallet, which means that you want to put it in a place that's not so accessible in your wallet, or some people who carry like backpacks and things like that will actually have another security, especially when they travel overseas, that you just can't reach in there. It takes a couple of more secure pockets to get into to get it. And so you want to make sure you take care of that. And on the back is always good practice to write CID, even though nowadays people don't even bother looking a lot of times, but it's important that you put that so you have a reminder for people who do look at your card, look at your signature, say CID, that they at least check to make sure that's who you are that's using your credit card or card. Make sure that things you should have a list of all your cards and account numbers in a safe place, so that in case something happens, you can make sure that you can check on those things. You want to make sure you keep track of all receipts, and make sure you check your receipts and make sure there's no activity on it that shouldn't be on it. Destroy papers and card numbers on them. If you're going to keep any of those in a file, the good thing is to cut those out, black it out. Most people will cut it out, but most nowadays people will shred it. Make sure that charges are authorized by you. Sometimes people get your card and makes authorizations says not. So this is the end of part B. We will continue on to part C, and we'll see you in a few minutes. Thanks.